All right, let's play a little fill in the blank on this Thursday edition of PFT Live. The most difficult adjustment for a rookie quarterback at this stage of the preseason is what?
That's a good question there. I think at this point of the preseason, it's now our playbook's opening up more and more, and you're giving me stuff every day. Whoa, I thought we were good. I thought we had enough plays. What? We got more? And then the defenses start to get out of, like, base training camp bullcrap, right? You're not just seeing cover 2 and cover 3 and man-to-man. Now you're starting to see some exotic things and some crazy coverages where you're going, what? Nobody in the SEC played this defense. Nobody that played against BYU was doing this. So I think that's where this part of the preseason, you start to realize, like, man, I'm physically tired, but holy crap, we got a lot of mental stuff going on day after day after day.
Well, and I would add to that, and this is just kind of an educated guess, 2 weeks away from week 1, at some point, if you're a rookie quarterback who's going to be playing, the process pivots toward studying film of your week 1 opponent, beginning to figure out the tendencies, the tells, shifting into that mode of it's less about what I can do in our offense, and it becomes as much, if not more, about what that opponent is going to do or try to do this week, next week, week 3, week 4, and on and on and on for a 17-game season.
Yeah, it's a grind. And, there's a lot of things we could have put in the blanks there. What the biggest rookie QB adjustment right now, too, is just, making it through training camp. Holy cow, we working hard, doing a lot of stuff every day. You're just fatigued to where you're probably looking at it going, I can't wait till we get done with this last preseason game. So maybe we get a day or 2 off to where I can just recharge the battery a little bit and do those type of things.
They get the mini bye. That's the one thing with the 3-game preseason. It's coming, and if you're vaccinated, you get to leave town. If you're unvaccinated, you got to stay in town. But, yes, they have that carrot looming where they get a little break before week 1.
Yeah, no, I really love that they're doing that this year. I think it's going to lead to better quality week 1 football games, really, too. You're going to have everybody rested. Everybody's going to have, that little extra time to game plan, maybe come up with a few tricks and things like that. So I really enjoyed this preseason schedule and how it is, and I think they're on to something here into the future.
If I'm Cam Newton, I feel what when I see Mac Jones lighting it up in practice while I'm unavailable to play because of a COVID protocol misunderstanding. By the way, at one point yesterday against the Giants, Mac Jones completing 18 consecutive passes against the starting defense, Chris.
Oh, if I'm Cam Newton, I'm feeling not nervous as hell, okay? Nervous as hell. I'm biting my damn nails off and doing everything. Yeah, come on. We know Mac Jones has been phenomenal in the preseason. The stats don't even really tell it. His 2 or 3 best throws were drops for touchdowns. So, it's been better than what the stats advertise. And, of course, you listen to people up there, read the news. Anything. It sounds like, hey, they like him a lot. The fact that they even entertain the fact that he might be able to start at all in New England tells you how freaking good the guy is doing. So that says a lot off the bat. And, Cam, I still can't believe it. I can't. And he did. He opened the door, and Mac might be busting through it as the starting quarterback here soon.
I'm going to answer the question as literally as I can. If I'm Cam Newton, I feel the tiny prick of a needle in my shoulder when I see Mac Jones lighting it up in practice because I am getting vaccinated, so I am available. Fundamentally, setting everything else aside, one guy, you never know what day he's not going to be able to practice or play, including game day. Getting ready to play the Buccaneers Sunday Night Football. Tommy's coming to town. We got the game plan ready for Cam 4 hours before the game. At the latest, you got to give him the COVID test. Oh, he's positive. He can't play. We got to pivot to Mac Jones, and we got 3 hours and 45 minutes to figure it out. Bill Belichick doesn't want any of that. And that, in and of itself, is all the reason for Cam Newton. It may be too late to make a difference after what Mac Jones did yesterday, but that's the ultimate incentive for Cam Newton to get vaccinated to avoid the kind of problem that knocked him out for 5 days, Chris.
Agreed. I totally agree with you there. 100%. I'd advise any quarterback in that type of situation. Come on. I know you might not want to get it, but, again, I don't know. It is your livelihood, and his whole life could change now because he's opened this door for Mac Jones. And I mean, Matt. I mean, Mac seems like the guy that's chomping at the bit. You talked about it like in the first preseason game. What was the comment you said on you made a comment when he came out in the first preseason game, just something about his cockiness or his swagger that was and I remember chuckling as you texted it, just because it just shows that it kind of exudes itself off the screen that the guy has got some demeanor about him and some self-confidence that I think kind of rubs off on other people.
And when he snaps the ball, he looks like a robot that's been successfully programmed to run the offense exactly the way Josh McDaniels has designed it.
That's
and
right.
Belichick with McDaniels have fine-tuned it. There's no wasted movement. It's all very smooth. It's all very determined. There's just a confidence that comes from him that I never expected because I'm used to seeing him in that clunky Alabama uniform that didn't fit him right. So that's what stunned me right out of the gates. And, hey, he's getting it done. It may be too late for Cam Newton to do anything about it.
Yeah, no, I know. I mean, this is, just the three throws we've just shown there. I mean, unbelievable pocket presence. Puts the ball exactly where he wants. Yes, you're right. He looks more athletic in the Patriots uniform. I don't know what it is, but he just looks better. There's no doubt about it. And he does high-level stuff, too, that the stats won't show. Like Matt or Kristen, that first throw. Can we show that one where they were backed up in the end zone again? Look at here's a little nuance. He's throwing a deep in cut to his left. He sees the safety down there. The ball he throws, yeah, he's kind of going to look down the middle. He's going to hit this bottom receiver, but the ball he throws is the appropriate ball. You might go, well, it's low, and you go, no. He sees the safety there where if he knows he's going to throw this receiver and lead him, he's going to get his head knocked off. So he throws a ball to where the guy, go ahead, let it roll, because he's great pocket, great position there. But see, he sees a guy coming down, so he protects N'Keal Harry. Let me throw it to slow him down so he doesn't get himself killed or gets the ball, and as he's tucking it, he gets hit and the ball pops in the air and he has interception. There's so many of those type of throws too, to where I go, that's like fifth-year veteran type stuff. That's where he's really, really impressive.
One last point on Cam Newton and the reaction to his COVID misadventure. And this is a reason why I would recommend to anyone out there ignore social media. A couple of weeks ago, it was, well, why is Kirk Cousins getting criticized so much for his stance on the vaccine, and why is no one saying anything about Lamar Jackson? And now it's, why is Cam Newton why is Cam Newton's job in jeopardy and Kirk Cousins isn't? Folks, there isn't a viable alternative who's vaccinated in Minnesota.
Right.
That's why Kirk Cousins is safe. Cam Newton is in direct jeopardy to be put on the bench because there's a guy who is already almost as good as where Cam Newton is right now, who is vaccinated and thus is guaranteed to be available on game days. That's why Cam Newton's in trouble. It's that simple. If there was a guy like that in Minnesota, Kirk Cousins would be in trouble too, because any coach is going to want the guy who's likely to be available to play, not the guy that he's going to have to worry every day. Think about that. Coaches have enough to worry about. Bill Belichick, if Cam Newton's a starter, has to worry every single day. Is today the day he tests positive, and all of a sudden I have to make chicken salad on the fly.
Yeah,
all right, next one.
You said it. Good one.
The Rams are blank for trading 2 draft picks for Sony Michel. And here's the PS to what happened yesterday. The original plan was rejected by the league. You can't trade compensatory picks as part of a conditional deal.
Yeah,
the
right.
initial trade, a 5 and a 6 for now in 2022, becomes a 4th-round compensatory if the Rams get one. NFL said no. So it's a 6th-rounder next year and a 4th-rounder in 2023. That's how the deal goes through. So the Rams are what for doing that, Chris?
Really desperate. I think that's what it is. I mean, they're desperate. You lost Cam Akers. Darrell Henderson has not always been able to stay healthy. They got nobody else that you can trust on the roster to go, oh, yeah, let's go with him. We feel good about that. So they traded away too many assets for a guy that is good, but not great, and certainly has not been worthy of the first-round pick and has a knee problem. So that's where they're really desperate. And I don't know, Mike, where this goes, but I would think here when cuts happen again, they're going to be looking to sign the best running backs off the market that are free agents here because they got to do something. They think they're a Super Bowl team. They can't just go, we'll go with Sony Michel, who's been underwhelming and has a knee issue as our workhorse this whole year. There's no way that'll work.
I'll say the Rams are Teddy KGB twisting open an Oreo for trading 2 draft picks for Sony Michel because they would be horrible poker players. Hey, look, this didn't just happen out of the blue yesterday. This had its roots in the days, and I don't know this, but I think common sense, if you cover the league every single day for 20 years, leads you to this point. The moment the Cam Akers went down, what did Les Snead do? What did Sean McVay and Les Snead decide they would do? They called any team that may have a running back that could be available in trade. Sony Michel's been on their radar from the get-go, and the Patriots had their price, and the Patriots weren't moving off their price, and the Rams waited, and they eventually said, screw it, let's just give them what they want. And then when they had a chance to get out of it yesterday, they had a mulligan. They had an opportunity to hear all the criticism. What are you doing? Adrian Peterson's out there. Frank Gore's out there. You're going to have a flood of guys who get cut that you can get for free, and you're giving up a 4th-round pick? They still went ahead and did it with a 6th-rounder next year and a 4th-rounder the year after that. It's amazing to me. It's amazing. And it just shows how little regard they have for their draft picks.
Oh, I know, right? I mean, is there a team that cares less about their draft picks than the Los Angeles Rams? Now, I mean, I always give them credit because the one thing you can say about Les Snead and Sean McVay, I mean, the chips go to the middle of the table every year, which I do have respect for it. You know, and it's amazing they've made it this far with the aggressiveness and the way they've traded away assets. But every year they push it in and go, we're going for it. We're not here to just like be a wild card contender, just miss out. We're going to try to win the freaking Super Bowl. And I do really respect that mindset that they have there. You know, but I think, hey, maybe they're not sure. They don't want to go the old man running back route. Maybe they're not sure exactly who's going to be released, and they don't want to take the risk of maybe missing out on a guy who's a free agent who thinks there's a better situation or anything like that. So they went with the
twist in the Oreo.
Yeah, you're right.
They moved before they needed to move. Hell, for all we know, Sony Michel's getting cut.
Very real possibility. Agreed. I mean, he's certainly not as good as Harris, Ramondre Stevenson, and, of course, they got the J.J. Taylor kid, who is a great third down, jitterbug type of back, too. So you're right. I mean, there's no guarantee that he was going to be on the Patriots.
All right, last one. Andrew Luck running a high school scout team in Colorado is what?
A jump-off spot for Florio to start conspiracies. That's what it is.
No. It's look. It's moth to the flame, baby. I don't know that Andrew Luck's thinking about coming back. He could play 10 more years if he wanted to, and he's the kind of guy that we always thought, he'd have to put on a little weight if he wanted to play. But he's the kind of guy who we always thought he's gone, he's never coming back. And I don't think he's coming back. But you know what? You are putting your hand in the fire if you're Andrew Luck and you're out there on a football field again. And if there is any residual desire, it's going to come back. Or it's not. It may give him the closure he wants. Hey, I was out there throwing around the other day. It doesn't feel the same. I've moved on. The game's moved on. I'm good to go. But just the fact that he was even in that setting, you
stir the pot.
Are tempting.
Yeah.
You are tempting yourself to say, I kind of like that. I want a little bit more.
Yeah. I mean, I would be shocked if he doesn't have moments where he still goes like, man, did I do the right thing? Man, I miss football and those type of things. Such a great guy. But, yeah, I don't know. It just seems like, from everything I've heard and everything, he's just at peace with this situation. But, yeah, when you go out there on a football field and you're Andrew Luck, and how old is Andrew Luck at this point? I mean, 30, 28?
I'd say he's 32.
Is he that
Maybe
old?
31.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. So, I mean, you're right. When you do that at this point, people are going to start talking about it for sure. But I do think he's done. I definitely do.
Yeah, I do too. But that's what stunned me, that he would. But he's going to be less inclined to give in to that because he is in a spot where I think he understands. I've had enough of that. I've lived that part of my life, and I have enough money that it's not like I need to do it. All right.
Mother,
we
can't practicing with the Colorado high school team.
That's what we need to do. We need to check that account to see if there is a new submission from Captain Andrew Luck.
That's right.
That's one thing I miss about Andrew Luck not being in the NFL. All right, let's take a quick break. Plenty more PFT Live still to come. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.